Just talk through.
Yeah, so obviously I know we met last week and I told you a bit about the story, because originally we had somebody set up to undertake the work. And they were it got to a sort of about 4 or 5 weeks before the start date, and they pulled out basically.
Right.
It was a mum's builder and there was some messing about going on. But prior to that, I'd had some details through off John's company, and the critical thing for us was that my wife was pregnant at the time, so we had to have the job done in a set period. So if somebody said they were going to start beginning of March and be out for mid-July, then that's what we needed. And when people come and see you, when they're speaking to you, you get a feel for them and the sort of noises that they're making, looking at the plans or whatever. And after sort of an hour and a half meeting, we were pretty confident. Actually, more confident when they came back with the price as well. I think we got 3 prices in. As a general rule of thumb, I wouldn't go for the cheapest price, and it's actually. It's quite surprising, it was a reasonable size build. Sort of total cost of the build was probably just north of 100,000. The sort of the differences between the most expensive and the cheapest price was quite significant. John did turn out to be the most sort of competitively priced, which was obviously good. So then we instructed him. And he told me a day when he was going to start, and he turned up on that day, and he gave me a rough idea of how long it was going to take. It was like a 12-week build, and basically that's what it took. And he turned up with the same guys every day, and he never, you hear stories like, oh, builder in, he's come and done a month for me, and then they've gone on to another job, and they've down tools, and we've not seen them or whatever. There was none of that. It was consistent all the way through, and as you do in anything like this, you go along through it and you make slight amendments to the plans. You wanted a bit of extra, whatever extras we had done, they were done at sort of cost. He didn't sort of try and put additional costings on there. It was all, he was on site already. It was just the materials and obviously the labour that was required to do it. So and I've had other people doing work, and I've always sort of, and will continue to recommend John and his team. I know he's done some odd bits for me because we have a couple of rental properties, and I know we've recommended, we've had other people come round here and look at this, and I think. In terms of satisfaction, it was total really. There was nothing that we came away from and thought, well, we could have done this better, we could have done that better. So it was good, and we were fortunate in that we lived with the build for so long, and then we moved out and went and lived with the mother-in-law. So obviously time was of the essence there, because you don't want to stay there too long. My wife was having a baby, and I think she was due end of July, beginning of August, and we were back in. Obviously, we wanted to be back in to allow us to do decoration, floor coverings, all the rest of it. And I think we moved back in sort of about the second week. We would highly recommend JA Renovations, his team, great group of guys, and would not have any hesitation in utilising them again, or passing the details over.